welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today for another pick a card video. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Melissa and welcome back to those of you who have been following me the past several days for my 14 Days of Love video series. Today we are on day 11. And we are doing another timeless pick a card video. And this one is intended for any of my viewers out there who are in a committed relationship. So really, this is for those of you who have like a significant other, there is a commitment, you are spoken for, nobody is having free reign to date other people. You guys get what I'm trying to say. If you guys are not in a committed relationship and you found this video, feel free to still watch. There might be a message here for you, but keep in mind that I do have other videos on my channel that are specifically for your situation as well, okay? So for those of my viewers who are here because they're in a committed relationship, this reading, the vision behind it was really just to give you guys a little bit of a snapshot, a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming in next for your connection. So we might get some really fun events coming in for you guys as a couple. We might get to see any challenges or roadblocks that could be headed your way so that you guys can get prepared for that. So just watch this with an open mind. And also keep in mind too, you guys, that this is not your destiny. You guys have free will to switch up your actions and create something totally different for yourself. So if you do see something that's predicted out for you in your selected card, just know that if you don't like what you're seeing, you're more than able to go ahead and switch up your energy and create a totally different outcome for yourself. So no worries there. If you guys want to book a personal, you can check the description box down below where I'll have all the details on how you can do that. That will always give you a much more specific, in-depth look at your situation. So let's go ahead. We're going to get into our card selection. So starting here from the left, we've got pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about your relationship. Think about your connection. Ask yourself what's coming in next for you and your partner. Go ahead and select the card or crystal that you're feeling the most intuitively guided to. And check the timestamps down below in the description box so that you can fast forward to your reading. Hey guys, so if you chose pile number 1, which is this little sunstone crystal, let's go ahead and see what's coming in next for your relationship. Okay, so we start off here with the message of the devil, starting us off with a bang. I love it. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Pile 1. It's interesting that you guys chose the sunstone because this is a crystal that's actually really, really good for increasing vitality in a connection and kind of providing a little bit of that motivation that sometimes we need. It is associated with the sacral chakra or the solar plexus as well. So think of like your abdomen area. But really what this means is that this is about needing to maybe make a change and needing to kind of like boost your energy to be able to push through and create that change that you're wanting. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here in your cards, pile 1. With this energy of the devil, there could be some sort of energy within your connection that we're reevaluating and reassessing here with the 7 of Pentacles and deciding whether or not this is worth it or if we maybe need to like revamp and try something new. The devil does talk about a lot of different things, you guys. So even though it looks kind of scary, don't freak out. It may not be the worst of the worst, right? Every situation is going to be a little bit different, but the devil really has to do with us feeling like really maybe sometimes stuck in a situation, obligated to a situation, maybe kind of stuck in a rut, not really sure how to get out of it. And then it can also talk about other things in a connection that are even, maybe more on the extreme side of things like toxicity, toxic patterns, codependency. It can also talk about like addictions and things like that. So take whatever resonates with you, but overall the vibe that I'm getting here from these cards, pile 1, is it's more about like there's some sort of behavior or energy or routine going on in your relationship that we're starting to take a step back and sort of assess, okay, like, am I really happy with that? Am I really satisfied with that? And if you look here, on the Seven of Pentacles, this figure that's in the card is like very much over it. They're like feeling really impatient. You know, maybe some of us are waiting for our person to like make a move or do something, you know, that we want them to do to progress this connection forward. Or maybe your partner, maybe you're wanting your partner to switch up a behavior too. And maybe we're feeling a little bit impatient about that. You know what I mean? But big change is what's needed is what I'm getting here. And that's kind of where we're headed with this connection. So let's see what else we get. Okay, so we have the butterfly, which talks about change. And then we have the cassette. Ooh, okay, interesting, you guys. So yeah, with that cassette energy, this talks about outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying a scenario over and over again in your head. So there is definitely some sort of old energy in this connection that is no longer serving the both of you, and it needs to be like flushed out. It needs to be transmuted. It needs to be transformed, okay? We do have the butterfly message here as well. So this talks about change, transformation, healing, growth. And sometimes it is a little bit of a growing pain that we are experiencing with the butterfly, because if you think about it, before a butterfly can become a butterfly, what does it have to do? It has to go through all of that trauma of being in a cocoon forever, right? So I would definitely look at this scenario that you guys are headed toward with your person as like probably just some sort of a growing experience, a learning experience, something where the both of you will be able to sort of better evolve, not only as individuals, but within the connection as well. It's like we're flushing out old energies, old patterns that no longer work for us, and we're going to be trying something new, okay? Ooh, into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. We have glamour, and you guys have the number 15 twice here, so that's a really interesting synchronicity. So one message that's coming through for me here, you guys, is that there could be maybe someone in this connection that's a little too focused on self-image as well. And that would make sense with like the devil energy. Like sometimes that can be like a very, you know, like surface level. On the surface, everything looks glittery and alluring and amazing. But then like deep down in the inside of things, there's not a lot of substance and depth there. So it could be that you guys are moving through this space of like feeling as though maybe we need to get deeper with one another. Maybe what we've been focusing on is too surface level. We're too caught up in like the physicality of things. And the devil can also talk about that too, like really intense sexual relationships. Maybe you guys are feeling too caught up in the physicality of things, wanting to go deeper, or just in the day-to-day things that are just kind of blah and boring. You know what I mean? I'm also seeing this as a message too, that some of you guys, as you're kind of planning these changes or wanting to evolve this connection, there's going to be more focus on just like the beauty of it, you know? Maybe this is about spicing things up in your connection, getting dressed up, doing a fun date night. I know that right now, you know, with what's going on, we can't have as much free reign to do the things we would have done in the past, but there's always creative ways that you're able to connect with your person and kind of spice things up. So I'm definitely seeing that for some of you guys as well. We have express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. I love that energy. True love. This love is once in a lifetime. So beautiful, you guys. So yeah, I do think that there is something to this message of getting deeper with your person, especially with this true love message coming up. It definitely feels like there's a lot of potential in this connection. And if you didn't feel this way, Pile One, you wouldn't be going into this reassessment or reevaluation mode with that Seven of Pentacles. Like, if you just felt like it wasn't worth it, you would just be like, bye, right? So this is actually really good energy that shows that you really care about your person and you really care about the success of this connection, right? Because we have this potential. There is true love here underneath it all. Now, we also have expressing love through gifts. So this could be another way to kind of spice things up, right? Like we were talking about with that glamour card. Maybe you or your person or both of you guys, maybe this is one of your love languages where in order to kind of show that appreciation or to feel the most loved and appreciated by your person, you need them to give you a gift, right? So I'm definitely seeing like some pretty little surprises coming through. I'm drawn to how he's holding this little clamshell with the pearl, almost like a nice little surprise. So I'm definitely seeing a focus here and emphasis on that. Maybe this glamour is about spicing up the gifts that we're giving each other too. Maybe someone's getting some jewelry. You have to let me know if that happens. That's always nice, right? Okay, we do have the message of please move on coming through. And then we have worth it. So the way that I'm reading these, you guys, is that please move on is more about like move on from this dry energy. Move on from this energy that's bringing you down. Anything toxic needs to go. I do think that you guys are being guided to really refocus in on what's below the surface here, what's deep within this connection, the love that you have with your person versus some of the surface level type stuff. So yeah, this is really just saying, leave that stuff in the past, leave that old energy, that old cassette, throw it out. Time to kind of evolve and welcome something new in for your relationship. And you will find that it's totally worth it because again, there is true love within this connection. So this actually looks pretty positive for you, pile one. And I wouldn't worry because with every relationship, it always goes through phases. No couple is ever perfect. No relationship is ever just like rainbows and sunshine 24/7, even though we wish it could be. Just going through a little phase where we're going to kind of refresh and revamp. So let me know, pile one. I think those are all the messages coming through for you. So please let me know down in the description box or down in the comment box down below how these messages resonated with you. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey guys, so if you chose pile number 2, which was this little orange calcite, we're going to go ahead and see what's coming in next for you and your person and your relationship. Ooh, okay, so we start off here with the 3 of Cups, followed by the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting, pile 2. So the first thing that I want to say is I'm definitely noticing a lot of fun energy and fun vibes going on. But we do have 3 people here, and it's almost giving me this impression that like there might be a lot of people or friends kind of orbiting around your connection coming up. And I feel like what's really catching my eye is how we have like the 3 people here partying and having a good time. And then we have the one person over here that's kind of off to themselves trying to explore something new. So this could just be about you and your person kind of exploring new friendships together as a couple. This could also be about, I'm almost getting like one person that's like scrutinizing, because you see how she's looking so closely at this pentacle, like she's studying it, like turning it over. Like I imagine her just like deeply trying to like pick that pentacle apart with her sight. You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? Like she's really fixated on it. So I'm also kind of getting a vibe that there could be somebody in your connection wanting to kind of explore friendships or go out with friends. And maybe the other person is kind of like worrying about this a little bit or studying it a lot, scrutinizing it, if that makes sense. Or maybe even just feeling a bit curious about like, why is my person always wanting to be with their friends all the time? You know, there is definitely a separation here that I'm noticing between like a group of people and then one person that's kind of off to themselves. So let's see what else comes through. Pile 2. Okay, that's what I was picking up on. So we have the Chaser, and then we have the Love Call. You know, I'm also wondering if for some of you guys, if you're in a long distance relationship with your person, just seeing this love call, it makes me feel like maybe it's like, I just had like a vision of like someone posting up on social media with their friends and the other person just like watching and wondering and waiting. You know what I mean? And with the phone, it makes me feel like it's a long distance connection for some of you guys. But what I'm seeing here, we have the Chaser. So this talks about somebody who's fearful of their person abandoning them. They're fearful of their person leaving them or not showing the intimacy that they would need, right? So there is one person here that I think is kind of just probably living their life, having fun with their friends or doing things that they enjoy. And someone else is almost taking that maybe as a little bit of a threat and maybe worrying that their person doesn't love them. But we do have the love call here, you guys, which is actually very reassuring. And so I do think that there is an element of the person who is maybe enjoying and having fun with their friends, still like letting you know that they're thinking about you, really offering up that reassurance. But it's very interesting for sure. Let's see what else we get. So we have the message of success. Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor and integrity. Very interesting. So I definitely think that whatever this little phase is that you guys are going through with your partner, it is intended to kind of maybe test you out, to set you up for success. You know what I mean? Everything that we go through in life is a lesson, especially the stuff that feels crappy. So if you're the one that's watching this and you tend to get a little anxious of your person and maybe like fearful of them like leaving you or wanting to invest time with other people, just know that there is success at the end of the road. The words honor and integrity keep coming into my mind as well. Like those really caught my eye. So I definitely think that there's just a need here for you to trust your person and just maybe communicate with them like, hey, I just need you to like reassure me through like checking in. You know what I mean? But it definitely, that energy is present. It does feel like your person wants to do that. Or maybe it's vice versa. It could be the other way around too. So we have, you are limitless. You can do anything you choose. Okay. Ooh, okay. And then we have back to what you love. Reevaluate your desires. I love this. So it's interesting too, because it's like we have kind of like the two separate messages. So I definitely kind of feel like for some of you guys choosing this pile too, like maybe you and your person are just kind of like, maybe on a like slightly different wavelength as you're viewing this or coming into the near future. Because I'm definitely getting this more like free loving energy on one side of the reading, but then I'm also getting like this more like to yourself kind of energy to the other one, right? So it might not even be that anything is super like triggering or negative about this. Maybe this is just a phase that both of you are aware of, but I'm definitely getting a vibe here that someone in this connection, whoever identifies with this Page of Pentacles, this is about them kind of going to a space of reevaluating the things that they want, because the Page of Pentacles is like kind of a student. You know what I mean? This is about kind of studying things, learning new things, exploring new options, starting off on a new path, on a new journey with something. And so I definitely think that there is someone here that maybe this is about someone even like being at school or going back to school or something like that. And sort of being in this reevaluation space of like, okay, well, my person's not here. So in order for me to kind of like take my mind off of what they're doing, let me re-anchor myself into the things that I really love, that are the best for me. You know what I mean? You guys have 3, 3, and then this reduces down to number 3 as well. So maybe angel number 333 has been showing itself to you guys recently. But there's definitely a need here to kind of reevaluate, either as an individual or maybe even within the relationship itself. Like, what do you both love? What are the things that you guys have in common that you can be able to connect over during this time? And then we also have you are limitless. You can do anything you choose. So like I was saying, this is a very free, freedom-loving energy, which is really making me think of this person that's kind of in that 3 of Cups scenario. You know what I mean? So it's almost like there is someone here that's really like wanting that freedom of choice. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not interested in the connection. It just means that they are, you know, wanting to have their own identity outside the relationship as well. But again, this can also just be about, you know, you guys as a couple saying, you know what, we can make whatever we want out of the situation. Yeah, so let's see what else we get. So we have doing the most. So funny. And then we do have progress. So yeah, you guys, progress will be made. This does not feel at all like a doom and gloom energy that I'm picking up on. It's more just about, it feels like maybe 2 people are on 2 different pages in a way. And it could even, like I was saying, be more like a long distance connection. So there's maybe more of those like reassurance phone calls and text messages that are needed here. But progress is imminent. Success is imminent with this connection. But there is a message here about doing the most. Okay. So like, don't, this just means like, you don't have to perform for anybody. You don't have to chase after anybody with the chaser card, right? Just let it flow. Let your person come to you. Let your person check in with you and let them behave in ways that feel natural to them. You know, the last thing that you guys want to do is put any weird pressure, or maybe this is the other way around too. This could also be a message for your person that I'm saying right now. So just take it how it resonates, but there's just a need to like simplify things a little bit. And I think just refocusing your energies onto the things that you really love as an individual, so that you're not as worried or preoccupied over what your person is doing when they're out like having fun and things like that. So definitely let me know, pile 2, how these messages resonated with your specific situation. I'm very curious. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch, and I will catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hey there, pile number 3. So if you guys chose this little turquoise heart, let's go ahead and see what's coming in next for you and your person and the relationship. Starting off with your tarot messages. So we have the 2 of Wands. And we have the Hierophant, but it's reversed. Pile 3. So I'm definitely picking up on a little bit of an indecisive energy here with this 2 of Wands. It's like this knowing of needing to expand or to grow something, but not really knowing which direction that you're wanting to go. What I'm finding really interesting too, you guys, is that the woman who is in the 2 of Wands is facing away from the Hierophant card. And so the Hierophant, just so you guys have a little bit of context, this is about relationships. It can be about a lot of things, but the way I'm reading it for you guys is it has to do with a relationship. And with it being reversed, this is kind of about a relationship that's maybe a little bit outside of the societal norm. It's not like the typical committed relationship, or if it is, you guys may just have some sort of arrangement or like relationship rules that are a little bit different than what society would expect, okay? Kind of like you make your own, you march to the beat of your own drum kind of vibes here. And so what I'm getting is that there's someone here, or maybe for both of you, you're deciding like whether or not this type of relationship is really the right relationship for you, okay? So it's like, do I expand on this or do I not? Do I stay? Do I go? What's the right direction? What's the way that I would grow this? Or do I not, right? I also see that she's holding a phone. So I do think for some of you guys, a couple messages coming through here is that if this could be a long distance connection, which could be why we have this reverse Hierophant, which is about like kind of not the typical relationship, right? Because a long distance relationship is sort of outside of the typical norms, right? But I'm also getting a message here about communication. And you guys did pick a blue crystal, which does associate with the throat chakra. So I definitely kind of wonder if communication might be needed here in order for the both of you to be able to kind of decide what direction this is going to go. I think talking it out is probably going to be what helps you guys move through this phase, okay? So we do have the twin flames energy. That could be a message for some of you guys. And then we have keys on a ring. So like the twin flame, kind of the message that I'm really picking up on this has to do with like the yin and yang, the zen, the balance. It's almost like the yin and yang is really talking about like, do I take action or do I lean back and just not? You know what I mean? Kind of that same vibe that I'm getting here with this, should I stay or should I go? Now, if you guys follow the twin flame journey and you believe in that story, that could actually pertain to your connection. Maybe you guys feel like this is your twin flame. But for me personally, the way that I'm really reading this is more about the yin and the yang, the action that we're supposed to take here or not take. With keys on a ring, this just talks about, again, you see the word unconventional. That's kind of the vibe I was getting here with this Hierophant card reversed. But it also talks about like needing to make a decision, right? Not knowing what option or what direction that we need to go, not knowing what door we need to open. So just what really feels like it's coming through for your connection, pile 3, is it's like a moment where you and your person are needing to decide what's next. It's like, do we want to continue with the way that we've been doing things? And if the answer is yes, then it's like, okay, then how do we expand on that? What action are we going to take here? All right, so we do have magical powers. This says, I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. A couple messages here for you, pile 3. So I would definitely say that the primary message I'm getting from this is just about standing in your power. So regardless of where you stand in this connection, because remember, this reading is really about like the collective, I do think it's going to be important for you guys, and when I say collective, I mean you and your partner together, but I do think it's going to be important for you to remember that you guys are powerful, you're strong, you're confident, and you're able to create whatever you want for yourselves, okay? But I also am getting another message here around like secrets. So it's like, also, this card is like an indigo purpley kind of card. So this reminds me of like the third eye chakra, which would be like our intuition, and our crown chakra, being able to see things from a higher perspective, from a spiritual perspective. And it makes me wonder if you guys are starting to kind of ascend and wake up and maybe realize that there's some sort of a secret in this connection that needs to be addressed, whether it's with you, your person, or the both of you. So next we have practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective. So we were just kind of talking about that with the crown chakra. And then we have the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. So if you guys have really been living in this weird, I don't want to say weird because, you know, there's no judgment here. Whatever relationship works for you is what's best, right? But what I mean to say is if you guys have been living in this kind of unconventional, indecisive, maybe in limbo feeling relationship for a while, I think it's going to be important. I think you and your partner are going to come to a space where you're deciding like, is this real love, or where is the love in this connection? What's here on a deeper level versus the surface level? Because love should not feel anxious. Love should not feel indecisive. A lot of times when we are indecisive about a person or a relationship, that is the answer, right? Because if you think about it, if you're feeling a lot of love and passion and connection with someone, pile 3, you're not doing like nothing is standing in your way, right? There isn't this indecisive energy of not really knowing what to do. So this is just asking you to kind of anchor back to what love is and shifting your focus back into that. And maybe asking yourself, is this connection really rooted in genuine love? And if it is, then we need to expand on that, okay? We also have practicing compassion, seeing things from a fresh perspective. So again, we're talking about the crown chakra here. So this is about you and your person kind of doing the work to sort of like zoom the lens out and see it from a higher perspective. That is a little bit like that Two of Wands energy too. It's like a planning energy a little bit, but you know, the Two of Wands can also just be about like looking out and seeing everything on the horizon, really being able to see it from, you know, like a bigger place, a higher place, right? So yeah, I think that you guys are just being guided to tap into your higher self and allow your intuition to really guide you while still doing what's right with your heart, right? Being compassionate with your person, being compassionate with yourselves. Okay, so we do have less than desirable here, okay? Ooh, okay, and then we have stand out. So I kind of was feeling that vibe, pile 3, like less than desirable is kind of the vibe I was feeling from a lot of these cards that we were getting here, especially with the keys on a ring, which talks about options and indecision. There's a lot of just very indecisive energy here around this relationship. And so I definitely think that's coming through, and that's going to come through as you guys move forward, right? You're going to kind of start to feel like, okay, the reason I'm feeling indecisive right now is because the situation I'm in is just not desirable. It's not exactly what I want. We do have the message here of stand out. And so what I'm getting kind of loud and clear, going back to the very beginning, pile 3 was the message of communication with your crystal and the phone that we saw in the Two of Wands. I do think that you guys are going to need to kind of show your person how you truly feel. You're going to have to make a statement. You're going to have to communicate. I think that's going to be the only way that the two of you are going to be able to kind of navigate through this and try to maybe make your circumstances more than desirable versus less than desirable, okay? For some of you guys, I feel like this is also a message about like knowing and being confident again that you are magical, you're amazing, and even if you decide later on down the line that this space that you're in with your person is not serving you anymore and you decide to go your separate ways, just know that you will stand out. There are other connections out there for you. There's other people out there for you, and you just have to have the confidence to remember that. And I'm not necessarily getting a breakup vibe, to be honest, you guys. It just feels like you and your partner are kind of moving through a space where some sort of decision really needs to be made, and it has to do with some sort of circumstance or something in your relationship that's just kind of outside of the norm, okay? So let me know, pile 3. This was definitely a very interesting read. I would love to know which aspects of this resonate the most with you. So drop me a comment down below. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey there, group number 4. So if you guys chose this beautiful little pink stone, think it's a rhodonite. Not a rhodochrosite, but a rhodonite. Fact check me if you need. Let's go ahead and get into what's coming in next for your relationship. Beautiful. So we have the Queen of Cups. And then we have the King of Cups. Wow, pile 4. That never really happens that often where you have two, like a couple of the same suit coming out. So, okay, let me just look at this for a minute. So the first thing that I want to say here is that this is a compatible couple, okay? The Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, these are both water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So maybe you and your partner are those signs or one of those signs. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Water energy is about just being able to be very connected to your emotions, being very free-flowing, right? Very deep. Spiritual as well is coming through. And so this is a very compatible couple because water signs complement other water signs. But what I'm seeing here is that these two have their backs to one another. Do you guys notice that? It's like they're not really looking at each other. She's looking this way, he's looking this way. So even though there is a lot of compatibility in this connection, it's kind of feeling like there's a little bit of a blockage here. Maybe a little bit of, you know, a barricade between the both of you for some reason. And there is a lot of water around the masculine's feet here and the feminine's feet. So this could have to do with outside circumstances, maybe distracting you both from the connection that are maybe emotionally draining circumstances. Maybe it's events of the world that are draining the both of you, causing this divide. But at the root, this is a very compatible couple, but they're not looking at each other right now. I feel like you and your person might not be looking at each other, or just not getting as deep as you would in the past. Let me see. So we have the camera. Ooh, okay, and then we have addiction. Okay, guys, so the camera, this talks about like, it has a lot of different meanings, but kind of what's really catching my eye here has to do with the message of perception and learning from the past. Just like the feeling I'm getting reading this right now, you guys, I feel very like empty in my heart space. So maybe there's been something that's happened or something that's divided the both of you that it's going to be really important as you're moving through this energy to sort of like maybe check your perception. How are you really viewing it? And is your perception the reality? You know what I mean? Learning from the past, really important too. So maybe if this is, you know, something from the past that's caused a rift here, it's important for you guys to be able to kind of look at those memories from the past and learn from it, even if it was something very painful, right? And release it and let it go. We also have the message of addiction here. So what's catching my eye here is the message of has a block. Remember I was saying it just feels like there's something in between you guys right now. There's a lot of other meanings for addiction too, you guys. This talks about like codependency, obsession. You can see all the messages here. But really what's coming through is more of this blockage and this kind of restraint energy here. So it's just like feels that the two of you are just like not really connecting from the heart right now. So we have the message of imagination. So again, we're talking about perception, right? Perception is reality. So the way something looks is the way that we're going to think it is. Okay. So I think it's going to be a moment here with this relationship where you guys are asking yourselves like, am I imagining this or is it real? The other message I'm getting here is that it might be really, because it says imagination now sets me free. And this talks about like, you can see she's like chained up here. I think that maybe you guys will need to find a way to get creative about how to bring this back together and get more in unison with your person. I think through that imagination, you're going to feel more connected to this person. So whether that's like doing something fun together, doing something creative together, whatever it is, like whatever is in your wildest dream is probably something that you can do. Okay, we have do something for someone. Give your attention to another. You guys, this is nuts. So it's very simple. Like, And I just noticed you guys have 41 and 41 twice. This is nuts. So 41 will reduce down to a 5, which is definitely going to talk about challenges in a relationship. So this is definitely a period of change, a period of challenge for sure. But give your attention to one another. You guys are not looking at each other. She's looking at her cup. She's fixated on her keepsakes here, her camera. And the masculine's over here just like staring off into space. So it's going to be important here for you guys to kind of focus in on paying attention to one another, spending some quality time, maybe reconnecting through doing an act of service for your person. And maybe when you guys are watching this, you're already kind of feeling this energy coming through, right? So you're going to kind of be able to get proactive about doing this action so that we can create more connection in the future, right? Beautiful. Spend quality time together, listen and talk to each other. So yeah, you guys, I think this is just about like getting back to the basics with your partner. You know what I mean? Life happens and no relationship is perfect, right? We all go through ups and downs in our connections, different phases where it's really great and other phases where it's kind of in a slump. And that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting from this right now, where it's just kind of in a slump and we need to sort of revive it. Interesting too that you guys picked a pink stone, which is great for the heart chakra, and we have some blockages here at the heart. So I think in order for you to really be able to reconnect on a deeper level with your partner, you're going to want to spend that one-on-one time together with that undivided attention. So get off the phone, put the camera away, put your little cups away, King and Queen of Cups, and really give one another that undivided, focused attention where you can be very connected. So we have the message of yes, soon. And then we do have still attached. Okay, so yes, soon, things are going to improve is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Or maybe for you guys, if you're intuitively feeling something and you're wondering about it in your mind, the answer to that would be yes, soon. So just kind of keep that in mind and take it how it resonates. But still attached is kind of telling me a couple things. It's like, yes, you are still connected to your person. You're still together. This could also be talking about being still attached to a specific outcome, or maybe still attached to something that happened in the past that's caused this divide, okay? It's going to be very important for you guys to work through that attachment to anything that's negative or anything that's blocking you from being able to connect with your person, because I'm sure if you're at this reading, you don't necessarily want to break up with your person, and I don't see that at all coming through. But I think there's definitely a need to address the past and be able to like move on from it and really reconnect with your partner through doing these basic things, spending that one-on-one quality time, paying attention to one another, doing little favors for each other. It's going to spice it up. It's going to make you feel so much more connected again. Very interesting, pile 4. Well, I think those are all the messages that I have coming through for you. So definitely let me know in the comment box down below which aspects of this reading resonated with you guys the most. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.